Moving from dependency to productive self-sufficiency. That's our topic. I'm Laura Jones, and welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. Amy Rossman is the Programs Manager with the Cluster Outreach Center in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
Your organization does a lot of work, but we're going to focus in on one called the Getting Ahead Initiative. Can you tell me what this is about?
The Getting Ahead Initiative began at the beginning of this year in February when we introduced our first group of investigators. And it is an initiative that is 16 workshops long to really investigate poverty, the effects that poverty has. And poverty is defined as the lack of resources. So it really is a 16-week continuum to help people who are low income, who have lower resources, to really help build on those resources and create future plans for themselves at the conclusion of those 16 weeks to build on.
So you are really building a collaboration with those who are in poverty, and people can get involved, and you all provide a meal.
Absolutely.
And value their time as well. Can you tell me a little bit about, the people who you're serving and, how you collaborate together?
So we serve people who are low income, and we provide a meal and childcare if that's needed for them to be able to participate. And for their time in investigating poverty and really giving us that window into a lifestyle that many of us are unfamiliar with, we do help them provide for those basic needs as they come through that door, so they are able to really sit down and look beyond what the day-to-day survival of which they're struggling with, to be able to think abstractly about what those future plans could be for themselves if given the opportunity to just think about it.
Right, and that's a good point, because many people are just in a survival mode, and getting them past the survival mode and the tools that they need is very important. Is that not part of the mission? People who are here, they just need tools. They want to help themselves.
Very much so. And it's important that we bring those people to the table who otherwise aren't invited to a lot of tables, and to be able to talk about what it is their experience is. We talk about the hidden rules of class, and so one of those hidden rules is that the middle class is taken care of today. And so they're able to care for themselves for the next month, 2 months, 3 months. However, people in poverty very much struggle to meet the day-to-day, their basic needs. And so yes, this is what the Getting Ahead Initiative really focuses in on as a community, as individuals, as families, and what those day-to-day individual struggles are, but yet looking towards what they could be or could not be if just given the opportunity to really build on those resources, especially as individuals and in the community.
Now, and poverty isn't just talking about finances. There's a situational poverty, and then there's generational poverty. Can you talk a little bit about the differences and what you're really seeing now?
Sure. So to talk about the resources that we specifically look at would include spiritual resources, social resources, physical resources, trusted integrity resources. Who are those social networks that these people have in case they do have an emergency? And are those people able to really help them out of whatever that situation may be? There are two different types of poverty.
The generational and situational.
Correct. Situational would be if either you or I lost our jobs and then we're thrown into situational poverty, just that, because of our situation. Generational poverty is one in which there are generations, 2 or more generations that have used and who really rely on public benefits.
Right. Well, it's PottstownCluster.org is where you can get more information about this. We thank you so much for talking a little bit about this Getting Ahead Initiative, and for being here. And we thank you for watching this edition of Comcast Newsmakers.